This live. We're reporting live in the belly of the beast, which is known as the West. Right now, what's going on? The timeline's looking a bit hot. Would you like to tell them more about it, Kassio?
Take him out, he'll ruin us.
Oh yeah. The timeline's where it's at. I need to start making my own website because what's going on in there is nothing but psychic predictions. Time after time. Putin's the most recent one.
But I want to start it. We are ready right now. There can be no doubt about that. The question is, if Europe starts a war with us, I believe that very quickly. This is not Ukraine. With Ukraine, we act in a surgical, careful way. You understand, right? Modern sense of the word. If Europe chooses to start a war, the situation can very quickly reach a point where there will be no one left for us to negotiate with.
Him talking about how he's a surgeon, no mask, no gloves. Is it COVID, is it not? Talking about how he's a surgeon, no mask, no gloves. Is it COVID, is it not? We don't know. Ibrahim Traore is doing well right now. He's making Burkina Faso start to stand on their feet, and not only that, but he's starting to levitate the country to a higher plane. Cassio's on the timeline doing some great works. West a year ago, shouting, screaming, all of that. And everything that I was saying back then is starting to come to be apparent. Sudan is bleeding at the moment, nothing's being said about it. Rwanda's invaded Congo, nothing's being said about it. Palestine's still not free. Israel's still trying to put them in a chokehold and see them black out and then say it's self-defense when they have blacked out and they're still throwing punches. We don't know what's going on planet Earth right now. Things are looking kind of mad. The mental health is still trying to basically say that I'm a part of their scheme. I do not want to make them money no more off of the medication that's being sold to them from private companies. Most of these people network among themselves and they technically are Masons or whatever you want to call them. I'm coming back with a new flair since my idea to make a timeline turn to a website. That's my career. Know how it goes. I'm a big ugly bear. Rawr. I'm too good. I'm too cool for this shit now, man. Let me step back. Let me just hold you this thing. Putin, if you're seeing this, you need to get at me because your boy is dropping it like fire. I just need a little interaction back and forth with somebody because I got a tribunal up on there. And if you want to watch that, that's going in hot. A lot of these videos, you don't need to watch a lot of them to know what's going on. I basically psychically use my foresight while my eyes are open. And I predict what's next on the feed. Not only that, but while I'm putting it down on the timeline, it even gets even better now. I'm putting it down on the timeline. And I'm predicting those are basically randomized. They're not preordained, but I made it look like it's third eyes open wide. Keir Starmer's mad. Obviously, I'm on the mental health regime. I'm a soldier in whatever they want to call paranoid schizophrenia. I don't show no signs of it. I've never shown signs of it. I'm on the medication. When I start doing well, they'll say the medication's the reason why I'm doing well, but I was doing well before the medication. I mean, any mishap that I've come into has been mishaps that have nothing to do with my mental well-being. You get what I'm saying? And you drop some fire lyrics in it. Me and you was going back to back. Let me get those lyrics now. At me, if I ever become a billionaire, I will marry one of your daughters. I promise you, my brother. COVID kept people distancing from their family. Remember that social distancing. We had to be away from our families. For what reason? I never. COVID was spreading like wildfire apparently, but I never contracted, if that's the right word for this. I'm making it sound like some kind of STI. I didn't come down with no form of COVID. I didn't really see anyone come down with no form of COVID. I don't believe it's a hoax. But what I'm trying to say is I think they took the law too far, because Brazil done just as well and they didn't do any form of lockdown. So what was it all about? Was it the powers that be exercising their might, trying to see how mighty they be? Woo! D-I-E. Rather be a G. Mentro, you owe me my 1 billion. Mi amigo. 1 billion. Oh no. I don't know how you say billion. I can blow your minds on that timeline. You think that timeline's hard work? That's me that's legible exercise. That ain't me going hard at the gym trying to get, what do you call those pageants? Those muscle man pageants that Arnie was involved in. That ain't me trying to get like Arnie. That's just me trying to stay fit. This timeline's me trying to stay fit, keeping the mind healthy, keeping the hands busy, not idle. And the results are paying off. It's mad. Oh, the next tribunal will be recorded, of course, because I'm going for a form of corruption. But I came up with a best ultimatum on how to deal with my situation and get away from it. So I ain't complaining. To be honest, once I do get away from it, I ain't even going to look back. It ain't even going to bother me in the slightest. Now, what they're doing is they're basically mocking each other and trolling. Stealing an old tank. I have to ask Mr. Donald Trump right now, and I've got this one sentence, and it's a serious question. But when you stole and seized that old tanker, no, it wasn't seized, it was stolen.
Development of his country. Russia and Venezuela have maintained close ties for years, with Moscow providing political backing and economic support to Caracas in the face of U.S. sanctions and pressure. For Russia, supporting Venezuela serves multiple purposes. It challenges U.S. influence in Latin America, demonstrates that Washington cannot isolate governments it opposes, and maintains a foothold in a region the United States has traditionally considered its sphere of influence.
Did you see how I said the right thing the first time, and then I went brainwashed the second, and then I had to correct myself? When you stole that old tanker, because it was legitimately there to be exporting goods to another nation. When your nation stole that old tanker and you searched everything on board...
Venezuelan Foreign Minister Ivan Gil used even stronger language to describe U.S. actions. On Telegram, Gil said he and Lavrov had discussed the aggressions and flagrant violations of international law being perpetrated in the Caribbean, attacks on vessels, extrajudicial executions, and illicit acts of piracy carried out by the United States government. Caracas spoke of extrajudicial executions and families, and allied governments reported more than 100 deaths. UN experts have criticized the use of lethal force in attacks on vessels, according to OHCHR reporting. Gil said Lavrov had affirmed Moscow's full support in the face of hostilities against our country.
Drugs? I bet you never. But you kept the tanker. Now what does that say about you? Tanker. Now what does that say about you? Now that's like a policeman stopping the car and saying to a man that's not even a gangster, but let's say he presumes he's living a gangster life, I'm gonna seize your vehicle. Just like that. Seizes the vehicle. This is how politics is. I've learned that the world that we live in, do whatever the fuck you like, as long as you can get away with it. Do whatever the fuck you like. Anyone in the cartel, as long as they're going by God's law, man's law, it means that right now. Because they're all hypocrites. They all contradict themselves. And I don't even think they listen when they talk.
To Venezuela to voice their concerns on the global stage. For Russia and China, it is also an opportunity to highlight what they characterize as American hypocrisy, a superpower that lectures others about international law while allegedly violating it in its own hemisphere.